Hello, Transformers fans. This is Speedball on today for you guys. I have you returning once again from the brand Blokees. I have you the Volume 5 of their Galaxy version series. And in this case, it's not G1 this time, my friends. No, it is Transformers 1. So this was a big surprise for fans, my friends, because we were all expecting, of course, more G1 stuff, but then they came out and, of course, no spoilers at the time, surprised us with a TF1 logo release set, which we were all stoked about, and I'm definitely stoked to have now because there's just so much to play with here, and just certain characters I was just so surprised to even get. I mean, literally, I of course knew we were going to get Orion, Optimus, D16, B127, or Badassatron. I knew we were going to get them no matter what, but I did not see, for example, Ironhide. I mean, wow, that was a total surprise. I mean, I think some fans may have guessed on him, but I was just, totally surprised with him, and not just him. We also have an old favorite, our old buddy, Hound. Yes, we actually have Hound in this set, which is very surprising since, well, we don't even have a G1 version for this little guy. So it's really cool we got his TF1 version first. And, of course, including firsts, that includes our good mad scientist, Wheeljack. Yes, Wheeljack is finally in the series, my friends, and it is really cool to see him for his TF1 version. It's really cool to see, and actually quite adorable with that face he has. But speaking of Wheeljack, I actually have even more news with him because the Volume 5 set here already promotes their next volume for their Volume 6, and it actually reveals a silhouette of G1 style Wheeljack. So if you're a Wheeljack fan, guess what? We're going to be getting a couple now, friends, and also including G1 Wheeljack. We are also going to be getting, well, simply put, IDW fans, you're going to be happy because the next volume is going to be including IDW Megatron. Yes, we're getting that Megatron. So that is so cool. I cannot wait to have him displayed with my IDW Tarn that we have. So it is so cool. And we're not even done yet, friends, because as I was mentioning, we've gotten characters in this volume that I didn't see coming, like our buddy the Death Trackers, or for TF Prime fans, I'm just gonna say it, Steve. Come on, we literally all know this is Steve. We all know it. And lastly, in this volume, and I'm certain a lot of fan favorites, our old Prime buddy himself, Sentinel Prime. Yes, we have Sentinel in this set, which is really cool. And actually, surprising enough, the first time we've gotten an extra Prime that isn't Optimus Prime in a set. So that is actually pretty cool. I definitely like that, and I'll continue more with him in a second. But as you can all see, my friends, this set is really cool. I'm definitely glad with the uniqueness characters that we did get, though I am a little bummed we did not get Cogless D16 and Cogless Alita 1. I was hoping she would be in this set, especially because, well, for those who have followed the Galaxy series, will know that we have not received any Fembot characters in any of the sets so far. Now, before you mentioned, yes, there is the classic class Rise of the Beast RC, yes, but there's a difference, though, my friends. For those who don't know, of course, the Galaxy versions are all blind box builds, whereas the classic class are all straight model kits. So, yeah, and I can understand why. Sadly, we haven't gotten many Fembots, and one of the reasons is, well, simply put, the body frame, the bodies of the characters we do get all share very similar, knees, legs, arms, etc. And, well, let me put it this way. Try to picture an Alita 1 or RC with very thick arms like this. Just try to picture that. Unless you want a very bulky G1 style RC and Alita 1 and so forth, that's pretty much one of the main reasons why we might not have been getting them. I mean, that's my theory I've heard about, so yeah, just a thought. Well, yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get those in this set, and I was hoping that the following volume after this, of course, for Volume 6, before we saw the reveals for them, I was hoping that we were going to get another TF1 set, because as you can, of course, see, there are so many characters in this set, But of course, we're talking about TF1, so there are still plenty of more characters to collect. And yeah, so I was sort of hoping that volume would, of course, continue that by adding other characters like Starscream, Soundwave, Shockwave, Arachnid, Alphatron, of course, D16 and Elita One's Cogless versions and such like that. But so far, to my knowledge, at least what we've all been seeing, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case because, like I already mentioned, the new G1 Wheeljack and IDW Megatron. So yeah, but never know. Maybe down the road they'll pop out some more TF1 stuff here and there. I'm hoping. Well, yeah. But speaking of TF1 and other units, like I was mentioning earlier with classic class stuff, we actually aren't done with TF1 after this because the Blokees line has included brand new TF1 classic class kits, which I was totally surprised because, like with Rise of the Beast, we only just got classic class units, which is fine. But the uniqueness is that if you happen to pick up the Galaxy version and the classic class versions, it's really cool because, for example, like we have here with Orion and Optimus. Well, if you get the classic class version, which you can see that I just recently picked up right here. Yeah, it's a big box. But as you can see, my friends, the designs between them, sorry about the light, between the versions from Classic to Galaxy is unique because it's like literally the whole evolution of Orion from TF1 to finally reaching Optimus Prime, the whole setup. It's really cool. I like that. And I think and of course, I believe that is what Blokees was going for with the whole idea because they did the same, they have the same setup for our buddy D16 with his Megatron release, and the same for B127 with his upcoming B127 cogged version release, which also was announced with our TF1 Starscream. So we are getting Starscream, friends, so don't worry. And I'm hoping with that unit will also include the future possibility of a Thundercracker and Skywarp units, but yeah, it's another story. But that's my point, friends. I believe the way Blokees set this up is to have it where fans can collect the Galaxy versions for all these guys, but also collect the classic class versions so you can complete this setup. That way you can continue with the evolution of the entire characters of the movie from cogless to cogged versions. And it's a really cool idea, and honestly, I would love to see more with that idea for future releases and such. I mean, it'd be great to have the complete lineup, am I right? I mean, let's see. All we're missing, honestly, is just a few from the movie, like a D16 and Elita's One's cogless versions and such. So it'd be really cool to see more as well. Now, let's see. Ooh, speaking of which, Sentinel Prime was a very interesting one to pick for this set, too, because now we not got one, but we have two because of the Classic Class and the Galaxy version, which look really cool. I mean, the first version, the Galaxy version, is like his fun self, is the side everyone trusted, and the Classic Class version is the more, betrayed self version where he shows his true colors, which looks really interesting, and I cannot wait to show you guys that at another time. But yeah, this is a really cool model, guys. I love this little guy, and it's really cool to see more primes. And now let's see. Next, we will look at now, let's take a look at our good buddy Optimus Prime or Orion packs because of the, of course, cogged version, since we, of course, have the cogless version. But, of course, as you can tell, the details on Optimus here is really nice and such. The axe details are really cool. I do love that all the detailing they did on this version, and the special rare version, which is all metallic, is nice as well. And I definitely like the detailing that you can add with some panel lining and such. It's really fun and such like that for him. Now let's take a look at our good buddy D16 or Megatron. Well, honestly, I prefer to call him D16 because, of course, he has the logo both on his chest and on the shoulder, which looks really nice. Actually, really cool. And it's not actually more of a 3D printed mark than actual, just simple decal. It's really nice. It feels really interesting when you actually put your finger on it. It's really cool. But now, of course, let's take a look at our good cogless cells, Orion, and, of course, Badassatron. And they're really cool, detailing the cogless shapes on their chests, all the molded detailing they added to these. It looks so cool. Even the extra weapons are awesome to have. It's really cool. and such. Now let's see. Ooh, of course, we got to look at our side cast of bots, aka Wheeljack, Ironhide, and Hound. Definitely did not see these guys coming in this set, guys. I mean, no one would have guessed them for sure. But their details are nice, and the fact that Hound and Ironhide share the same body mold is really cool. I mean, literally, all they did is just design two different heads, and the rest of the bodies are identical with one another, which is really cool and awesome to think that maybe down the road they might give us more TF1 cogless Autobot characters utilizing similar molds and such, which would be really cool to have. Let's see. Let's see now. The next step to look at, of course, is the full lineup. I definitely say this is a fun set to check. I mean, the designs, the movie accuracy, and the possibilities for other releases is just so much fun to think about. I definitely like it. I mean, I love the whole D16 setup they did here with the detailing and such. I do wish we had gotten, of course, the cogless self. It would have been really cool. Such like that. But with the new classic class version, I can easily overlook it because that version looks so cool. And like I said before, it's the perfect evolution from D16's COG version to, of course, Megatron's version. And yes, if you were wondering, with the new joints, these kits are really cool because now with that in place, the new joints are really nice. They're much more stable than the previous line of joints. And it's cool to know that, of course, these joints do not break easily. These will not have any issues. They bend well. The articulation on them is really good. I've had no issues with this set's articulation with these new joints. And now I can tell you for certain that the next volume, from what I've been seeing, will also be including these new joints as well for future releases. So if you're worried that we won't see these again, don't worry. They will also pop up down the road. And articulation wise, everywhere else, it's really good. The joints have been fun. The ball joints, the wrists, all that. You can bend, you can pose everything. The ball joint hands work well. It's definitely fun. Let's see. And of course, the foot articulation is not much different than normal. So if you know where's there, but with the new joints and such and ball connections, it's really good. And I can bend, as you can see, you can bend all the way back with the new knee joint setup. The swivel's good and such like that. It's a lot of fun there. And of course, as you can tell, Megatron D16 comes with his very fun, iconic weapons, and so do Optimus Prime and the others. As you can see, with Optimus here, you get this cool Cybertronian rifle, which looks really cool. I would have preferred his ion cannon, but of course, we're talking about TF1, so it's all right. But also, the cogless characters all come with a blaster, very simple, generic, but it looks really nice to have on them because, in the movies, they didn't even have that really, so it's fun to have. And Sentinel, as you can see here, comes with his twin blades of doom. It's awesome to have those as well and such like that. And of course, our good buddy Steve carries the same Cybertronian rifle, but he also carries these wrist-mounted guns, which look so cool to have. It is definitely classic grunt Steve to have such weapons, such like that. And let's see what's next. And of course, now that we've gone through that, let's take a quick look now, my friends, at some comparisons with their, guess what, their G1 selves. Yes, here is Badassatron with his G1 Bumblebee self. As you can see, their molds are different, but it's cool to see how they look from past to present, and it's really cool. I like it. The detailing is different, but it's fun. It's just so cool to see what they could have been like in G1 chronologically. And of course, we got to compare our good buddy Optimus Prime with Orion Pax, or TF1 Optimus, of course. As you can see, they look so different, but yet so similar. It's just so cool to see how they've changed between the two and what could be and such like that. And of course, we got to show off Megatron with, of course, his past self. And it's like so interesting to see how his story goes from one end to the next, how he began as D16 and how, of course, he becomes, of course, Megatron, and how his designs changed from his head and such throughout his body and things like that, of course. And let's see, who else? Oh, of course, we got to look at the old war vet himself, Ironhide, and of course his G1 self that you can get in the first volume of the Galaxy line. And as you can see, they definitely have a lot of differences between the two. The shade of red is an example. The color of the gray, of course, is a bit different and such, and just like the head are, of course, different from one another, as you can see, and things like that. But I mean, other than that, it looks really nice to have the two of them together and such. It's really cool. I definitely like that. Let's see what next. Of course, since we don't have G1 Hound yet or Wheeljack, I can't do a comparison yet with them. Hopefully down the road we will see that for those as well. So I'd say for the Volume 5 release of Blokees TF1 set, I would definitely recommend this set. It is a fun set to have with the other sets, and of course, so much possibilities and fun to do. So that is it for today, friends. I thank you always for coming, and I hope you have a good day.